Hello my darlings, welcome to a new vlog. I think this is the first vlog of 2020, how exciting. So it is a very dreary January morning, and the one thing, or early afternoon, and the one thing that makes me feel better when the weather is miserable is food. So I thought I would make this vlog a what I eat video. We are going away in 3 days, we're going skiing, and we're basically trying to just eat whatever's in the house. You know, when you just want to eat up everything that's in the fridge, a few things that are in the cupboards. So it's going to be a bit of a make-do when it comes to eating at home. Today is a working from home day. It's 1:30 right now, so I'm about to make some lunch, but to fill you in on what I've already eaten today, not that much to be honest. As with every morning, I had just a glass of water and an oat milk latte, which I took with me to my Reformer Pilates class, and then when I got home I made myself a smoothie. My smoothie recipe hasn't really changed, it's in pretty much every single one of my What I Eat vlogs. I'll leave a vlog linked on the screen here where I go through the recipe in more detail, but it's basically oats, tiger nut milk, banana, frozen berries, a little bit of maca powder, my Care of plant protein powder, almond butter, and I'm probably forgetting a few things, but I'll leave all the ingredients on the screen here. And that is my usual post-workout smoothie. When it comes to diets or regimes in January / ever, I'm not a fan. I don't like to restrict myself. I just tend to try where possible to make as much food myself. I try not to buy packaged food. We try not to buy anything that's like been made by someone else. Basically, I just try and make as much from scratch at home. I have to say, yesterday I did go down a 2-hour Instagram hole of looking at vegan recipes on my Instagram Explore page. You know how when you look at one, it then shows you 500, and I do have a lot of really nice vegan recipes saved on my Instagram. I'm not a vegan, but I am trying to cut out my meat and animal products where possible, but this isn't going to be a vegan recipe vlog at all. As I said, we're just kind of eating stuff up before we go away in a couple of days. So for lunch, I looked in the cupboards and I looked on in my Instagram saved folder, and I'm going to make some falafels. Falafels are things which I love anyway. In the past, I have bought them in plastic containers from the shops, which I don't want to do, trying to limit my plastic consumption as much as possible. And apparently they're really easy to make, so I've actually downloaded the Thermomix version because I like to do as much as possible in my Thermomix. If you're not sure what that is, it's basically this device behind me. I use it for everything from making my morning smoothies to making soups to cooking curries, you name it, I make it in my Thermomix, and it has got a really easy, it's literally called the quick falafel recipe. So that's what I'm going to do now. I don't have absolutely all the ingredients that the recipe requires, so I've made some substitutes, but I have got the main things, which is chickpeas, flour, I don't have parsley, so I'm going to use this instead, almond butter, onion, this is not going in my falafel, cumin, and I also need to get some garlic. There we go, and most of the veg and things like this that we have in the house we pick up from our local farmers market. It happens every Saturday, really close to where we live, and that means that we don't need to buy plastic wrapped fruit and veg from these supermarkets. So this bag here has got most of our farmers market produce in there. You can see we've got some leeks, we've got some courgettes, which I'm going to be using for a recipe later on, and I believe, yes, we've also got a load of carrots, so I might make some of my carrot and courgette bread later as well. But let's see what the recipe is for the falafel. So this video is not sponsored by Thermomix, but I often get asked for the recipes for what I'm using. Basically, when you have a Thermomix, you also can get this thing called Cookie Dough, and it's basically thousands of different recipes on the app, and then you can click Cook Today, and it sends it to your machine. In the app, you can see how long it takes you, preparation time, total time, the ingredients, and then basically you just follow the instructions. There it is, falafel. So all the ingredients are in. It's basically chickpeas, onion, garlic, flour, some cumin, some parsley, did I mention garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper. Now it's telling me to insert measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. Next, and it's gonna be whizzing up at speed 6 for 20 seconds. So that has now all nicely whizzed up in the Thermomix, and the next instruction on the screen is to roll these out into 18 ping pong ball sized balls ready for baking. Because this is a manual part, this is where I like to also watch something in the background. As you guys may remember from my Vlogmas and previous videos in summer, I like to learn a new skill where possible, and I like to use Skillshare for that. It's basically an online learning community, and there are courses in so many different topics. So I thought what would be quite relevant today is to look at a cooking course. So Skillshare is great because you can literally just pick it up as and when you have time to learn a new skill. You can follow an entire course from start to finish, or you can just select a video that interests you. It's also a lot more affordable than doing, say, real life workshops or one-to-one mentorship, but you still get the same level of detail. Some of the courses have got tens of thousands of people watching them or following them, and there are so many different topics. Ones that I've loved in the past include things like boosting the SEO, and that for me with my blog is really, really useful. So there's a lot of online courses or courses that help you with online things. There's so many based around social media. I also, and how I first discovered Skillshare, were their photography courses. But as I mentioned, today I'm going to be doing a cooking one. If you are feeling creative and you'd like to give it a go, Skillshare have offered a 2-month premium membership trial free of charge with my link down below, and then after that it's only around $10 a month, so very, very affordable. I will leave a link for that in the very top of my description box, but let me show you what I've got on my screen now and give you a little bit more of a deep dive into the kind of courses you can find on Skillshare. Okay, so this is the course that I'm going to watch while I am preparing my falafels. This is from Elana Karp. It is a knife skills class. Obviously, sometimes you can literally follow along the recipe and do what she's doing, but sometimes I just find it really interesting to look at the skills. I know that Charlie has been looking at some butchery ones. You can see the different timestamps here for the various parts of the course, like knife safety, slicing, dicing, things like that. You can see here that it is beginner level. It's got 39,000 students on here. It really is a great community. You can look at the comments, you can look at discussions, what people have thought about the course, you can look at reviews, you can save it, so many different things to do. So I'm going to leave this running right from the beginning while I prepare my falafels. It's a few hours later, blue light from my laptop, oh my goodness, that got a little bit stressful. I was midway through cooking my falafels when we had a visitor come round to the house, so I didn't want to talk over my cooking. But after I made the falafels, I had another rummage in the cupboards and we had a quinoa mix, which I quickly cooked, and then the lunch was all looking very beige, so I decided to really quickly whip up some beetroot hummus. I had even more chickpeas in the cupboard, and we had a beetroot in the fridge. Hummus is literally whizzed up chickpeas, olive oil, lemon zest, a little bit of cumin, some sesame seeds. It is really, really easy to make from home if you have got a blender and the right ingredients. So that was the colour in my lunch. It's now 3:30, although as you might be able to see, it's pretty much dark outside, so I've made myself another oat milk latte while I do some work. I think this evening we're going to be making an aubergine curry. It's something that Charlie pulled out of a Waitrose magazine, so that should be quite nice. A bit of an experiment, but we've got some aubergines from the farmer's market to use up as well. So that's where we're up to today with what I've eaten so far. This lighting is so awful. So yeah, I'll catch up with you at dinner time for the aubergine. Oh, actually, do you know what? I've just remembered what I've got in the kitchen. Yeah. So dark outside, I can't believe it. So this is a homemade ginger and raspberry flapjack, which I made yesterday. Fun fact, most of the crockery in this house is sausage dog themed, including our tea towels. Home is where the dog is. We got this little sausage dog tea towel. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I made these flapjacks yesterday. That is the perfect thing to have with my afternoon coffee. These, by the way, are the vegan recipes that I've got saved on my Instagram. It's annoying that you can't share your saved folders, at least I don't think you can. No, I don't think you can, that's really annoying. But there are some seriously yummy looking things on here. Baked honey mustard tofu tenders, like a vegan noodle curry dish, tater tarts, oh my goodness, so many yummy things. So this is one place where I'm finding recipe inspiration at the moment. But then let me show you, I've got a cooking section on my phone. The flapjack recipe was a mixture between the BBC Good Food app's flapjack recipe. This has got some really good recipes on there, so it's a mixture between this one, and this app is free, so it's one that I do use quite regularly, and then it's kind of a combination between that and also the Thermomix cookie dough flapjack recipe. I think it was this one, yeah, ginger flapjacks. So I just combined the two based on the ingredients that I had in the house, and that literally took me 15 minutes to make yesterday. So this is our dinner that Charlie has prepared, and it is an aubergine curry. Looks like we've got some more chickpeas in there. I'm going to turn into a giant chickpea. What else is in the curry, darling?
So it's totally vegan, actually. Your one is. So it's got aubergine, chickpeas. I added red lentils just because I felt the recipe needed it.
Yeah.
Spinach, chopped tomato, garlic, red onion, curry powder, fresh ginger. Bob's your uncle.
Looks good.
And then we've got...
Again, darlings, I bet you weren't expecting to see this get up as the next scene. As you might have guessed, we are now in Switzerland. It is the most gorgeous day. I'm on the Lauberhorn ski run. That is the Eiger mountain, the north face of the Eiger, and yeah, we got here yesterday. So what I eat in a week is now going to become a bit of a home and away version. So we've already had some very nice Swiss delicacies. I had a very lovely, not that it's a Swiss delicacy, but I had a nice warming bowl of tomato soup yesterday on the train, enjoying the view on the double-decker train to get out to the mountains. And then last night we had a cheese fondue, which was absolutely delicious at the Hotel Victoria Lauberhorn. So yeah, it's just Lila and I on the slopes right now. We're going to go and meet Charlie for lunch shortly. Spent the morning on the slopes, just had a breakfast bar. That's all I've eaten so far today. But I think it's almost time for a hot chocolate. So I'm going to go down, get ourselves down to climb the Scheidegg, ready for lunch. Look at that view. This is why I love skiing. It's just so beautiful. Here comes Lila. Lila on the Lauberhorn. Sehr gut. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Now let's see if I can try skiing and vlogging.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily.
A warming bowl of broccoli tagessuppe to start.
I wouldn't eat the rest of it.
Well, then we can definitely share.
Yeah, not. I can do it.
These are the best donuts you have ever tasted in your life. They make them by hand out here on the streets of Bingen. Pump them with the jam. Yeah.
Oh, is that how it does it? That's amazing.
Wow, this is Swiss cheese on toast. We have raclette cooked on the barbie. Lunch with a view. Very Swiss dinner. This is Spätzle, which apparently is like a homemade pasta shaped with a spoon. And in here we have a vegetable and raclette rosti, which is like a shredded potato. And raclette is a very nice Swiss cheese, like my cheese on toast for lunch.
Thank you very much.
Good.